6/12/2016 definitely made me look at things in a whole different perspective.
It's like someone dropped a nuclear warhead in our community, and it does not go away overnight.
All I kept seeing was, "Are you okay?" Of course I'm okay. What would be wrong? Did you hear about Orlando? What? You know, I can't believe this happened.
2 years, a lot has happened. Our community has come together in ways it's never done before.
As the 2-year mark approaches, it is a difficult time for a lot of individuals. It becomes more real, it becomes triggering for most.
I think we are healing. You're never going to be fully healed from something like this, and especially the individuals that were most directly affected. And of course, that's the victims and the families and those that were actually at Pulse that night.
Two years out, some of them are just now getting out of that crisis, and their lives are having some semblance of normal. But the downside of that is now all this emotional stuff is coming up, all of the terror. I mean, they saw things that men who went to war don't see.
I'm seeing my son running for his life, right? And then he sees me, his mother, running for her life. And at one point we lose each other, and I'm screaming, "Where's my son? Where's my son?"
As we approach the 2-year remembrance, it's hard. It's hard because we're coming up to a day where we will remember that 49 people who were seeking a night of liberation, a night of joy, are now no longer here.
It's a really bad club to be a member of, but what I tell my fellow mayors is that you have to be prepared. It can happen anywhere, anytime, in a big city, in a small city. We've seen it occur in schools, so you have to be prepared.
Once Pulse happened here in our community, it's one of those things like everything else becomes so real. It's not like in the news anymore, it's not in the paper, it just becomes more real. So every time there's a shooting, or anytime there's a tragedy, myself, I feel triggered, and I hear it from the survivors.
It seems as though every week we have another massacre on our hands, but the reality is that 96 people die by gun violence every single day, and they're just one-offs. They don't get full months of media cycles and national attention like Pulse or Parkland or Las Vegas did.
2 years after a tragedy, our community collectively is still in its journey of healing. There is no concrete timeline in terms of recovery.
They say that it gets easier, right? And that may be true to some people, not all.
I don't want to say it's a new normal, but my gosh, it seems like it's a weekly occurrence, if not more than that. Especially just in the last 6 months, we've had so many tragic events around our country. I hate to say it, but it's almost like we're becoming numb to some of the events that are transpiring.
A lot of people are looking to do actions and stand up for certain things. We're seeing a lot of individual survivors particularly speak up more. They're inspired by others. They're inspired by themselves to make sure that they advocate for those needs.
It really is important to come together and understand that we need to make this change together, not just in Orlando where it has happened, but on a national level.
I think our community was already the loving, caring, inclusive community that it was, but it shone through on June the 12th, and I think that we've been able to carry that in a resilient manner all the way to the 2-year mark.
This is a moment for all of us to be engaged and to be activated, to be a part of the change that we want to see happen. We can inspire that in each other through love and through compassion and through direct action.